December means 24 grams of whiskey in 24 days. I'm using the Flaviar Advent Calendar for this Advent series, and it is day 15. I need to dig into this box, find the bottle for day 15, and pour that in a glass. Day 15's been extracted. Let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kevin, and I appreciate every single one of you that has made it through 15 days of my Advent Calendar series. I'm using these bottles from Flaviar, which are 50 milliliters, and they have the country of origin on the front, so I'm not looking at that since these are blind tastings, but I'm happy to show it to you so you get advance notice of whether I'm right or wrong on my choice of countries when I'm guessing the details about this whiskey. When I'm done with the tasting, I'll check out the Flaviar Tasting Notes booklet, which has more details about the whiskey and information on the tasting notes, which might spark some more thoughts about the whiskey for me. These bottles are big enough where I can actually pour half of the whiskey in the glass and save half for later. I saved a little less than half this time. Oops, that's not what I should be doing. I should be pouring more in the glass this time. I don't need that much for most of these tastings. Let's go ahead and start on day 15 and see what I get out of this glass. This is a much more pleasant nose than yesterday. Yesterday's a little weak. If you haven't seen it yet, there's some links below in the description. Still little vegetal notes. This whiskey doesn't have a lot of strength on the nose. I'm getting a little bit of sweetness there, maybe some vanilla. Maybe a little bit of fruit, maybe some berries, and I'm getting a little bit of maltiness. If I could trust the color, I would say the color suggests it's got a little more age to it, or a different secondary or primary casking that may not be a new oak or used oak cask. But as I said before, you can't trust the coloring because distillers love to add a little bit of caramel coloring to their whiskey. But this nose kind of smells like an old friend to me. It doesn't smell like something I'd be offended by. It's got a few notes in there. I think the ABV is pretty decent on this. I'm gonna say it's about 45 to 47. It's definitely some hit if I dig down there too deep with my nose. But I really like the fruit and the notes that are coming through on this. They're subtle and you're not overwhelmed by them. There might be some floral notes in there too. It's a really nice first taste. I'm enjoying this whiskey much more than I did yesterday's. It does seem like there's a finish because I'm getting some more berry notes. I'm getting plums. I'm getting some notes that would suggest maybe a port finished whiskey. There's a good amount of spice on the finish. It's a nice long finish on this. This seems like an oilier whiskey. I can talk. But I'm really enjoying the flavors in this. It seems fairly complex. I even like the spice on it. It's a nice oak spice, maybe a little peppery. Doesn't seem to be any peat or smoke on this, so I don't think we're in that territory. But there's a lot of oiliness, a lot of residual flavors that are clinging to my tongue, which always is something that, to me, ranks higher than something that just kind of passes by and you barely notice that you had the whiskey. I'm going to say that this is a finished whiskey. I'm not sure if it's sherry, but I am getting some raisin notes. Either it's a complex casking, or I'm a little off on my tasting, or this is a port finished whiskey. I'm going to go with port finished, change things up a little bit, and I really want this to be a Scotch. So by pure will, I'm willing this to be a port finish Scotch whiskey. Let's look in the book and see how well I did. What did I say, day 15? Is that where we are? Wow, I am in the wrong country again. This has happened a few times where I found flavors that made me think of Scotland, and yet, boom, we are over in the bourbon territory. This is a nice bourbon. It's Stellum Spirits. It's a bourbon at 57.49% ABV. Cloves, woody, spicy, marshmallow, sweet, vanilla, mint, berries, oak. I have never had a Stellum Spirits bourbon. I've never even heard of Stellum Spirits bourbon, which is why this is Whiskies of the Galaxy, because Flaviar comes out with some really unique brands and unique expressions from the different brands. My guess on the finishing was wrong, but they've pulled out some really lovely flavors somehow, but I am impressed with Stellum Spirits. So I'm thrilled to have found this one, and I need to do some more research on it. You can help me with that if you know anything about the Stellum Spirits bourbon. I'd love to hear your comments, and I'd love to know why you like them or how you found out about them, because this is my first experience with them. And again, I appreciate every one of you that's stuck around for 15 days. Tomorrow is day 16. And until then, take care of yourself. Take care of those people around you. And cheers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to explore this whiskey some more. Really enjoying it. Nice job, Stella. Hold on.